Welcome to Activation Nation. My name is Mindy Trimble. I am the training manager here at LifeVantage, and I am excited to be kicking off Season 7 of Activation Nation. And I am joined today with Jake Hines. Jake, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Jake is our VP of North America and Europe Sales, and we're super excited to have him here with us today.
Yeah, good time to be here.
So we are talking all things Global Kickoff. I hope that every single one of you were watching on Saturday and joined a watch party, got together with some of your team or friends, invited others. We had an amazing time. And I hope that every one of you did the same. So we just want to kind of recap some of that and just talk some highlights.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if you didn't, I hope that you all go back and watch not only the broadcast, and you'll be able to watch it here for the next month or so, or go back and share it with others, but go back and also listen to the long version of Marcel's recording. He continued on having a conversation with Kristen and really dove into what he was talking about. So make sure you go and listen to that also. All right, Jake, let's dive in. So we announced a lot of things on Saturday, and we're going to just kind of touch a little bit on all of them. But one thing that I love, that was probably one of my favorite parts about it, is for 2026, our no resolution revolution.
Yeah.
What did you, I love that because as I've gotten older, I hate making resolutions, especially when, as we know, the percentage of actually following through on all these resolutions that we make, we're going to change this or do this better, all those things, the percentage is pretty low of how many of them we actually follow through on and are successful on.
Yep. And
so I really like this idea of not making resolutions, but setting goals and looking at the long term. What do I want this year? What do I feel like is realistic? And what kind of things can I do to achieve those things?
Yeah. And first of all, I hope as well that this isn't just the first time that you've listened or watched the actual kickoff, right? I hope that you go back and watch it multiple times. I think there's so much good information there.
Absolutely.
That you're going to want to go back and listen to it multiple times and watch it, right? And because we've got marketing team members on there, we've got sales team members, you've got Steve. So I think it's really important to go back. There's just a lot of really good information. And it's one of our 4 key events that we do every year, corporate wise, right? We run one big event every quarter. We do 2 virtual, 2 in person. And so this is a big one. And it's really, the kickoff is an opportunity for us to come together as one LifeVantage family and really start the year off correctly. And in some ways, it's kind of our non-resolution revolution that we do every year, where we're not making resolutions. We're really talking about what this year is going to look like, how we're going to go execute on that, big announcements. And so it's a really big event for us. And the other thing I want to emphasize, we had over 200 watch parties. One of the things that we're finding is, especially coming out of that time period of COVID, where people really are yearning to re-engage face-to-face. And so although this is a virtual event, we've really invested in making it an in-person event by investing in these watch parties and having people host them. So hopefully you got to attend one of those. If you didn't this year, my encouragement to you is next year, find a watch party that you can attend. But you're right, depending upon where you look, there is all kinds of different statistics on percentage of, especially Americans, right? But I think it's global, that make resolutions each year. And what's interesting is it's almost like 80% of individuals make some sort of a health resolution, right? In the new year, it's around 70% that make some sort of a financial resolution. As we were looking at that, we're like, my gosh, like we have the answer, right? But what you said earlier is so true, that the failure rate on that, there's actually a specific day in February that they call out. That's kind of the day that people have quit on their resolutions.
Lose track.
Exactly. And so really for us, because we are the activation company, and that is a lifestyle. That is activating your health through our incredible products. That's activating your financial health through our opportunity. That really, it's a lifestyle. And that comes down to a daily choice, not just this one big resolution, but a daily choice. And so really, this is our theme, that we are about a revolution, changing that, right? That this is a revolution, that we want to change that mindset and make it a daily habit, a daily activity, and investing in that. So super excited, because I think although it's a theme, I think it's who we are, right? I think it really speaks to who we are as a company and as a LifeVantage family.
Absolutely. And looking back on 2025 and looking at what are the wins? What are the things that you can look at and go, wow, I really did a great job in that space. Let's continue that. And I kind of struggled a little bit in this space. And so really reflecting, I think, is important. And we talk about that a little bit during the broadcast. And I loved what Kristen said, where she talked about 2025 was our drive era. And that's when we were really like, let's put our foot on the gas and go. 2026 is our breakthrough. We had our foot on the gas all of 2025, and we saw that from our end. We saw that, and now we're really focusing on let's break through those barriers. And we had some great individuals talking during the broadcast, and we'll get to this a little bit more in a minute, but we had Marcel and Angie with us during the broadcast, and they really hit on breaking through those barriers. And like I said, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but I love the theme, breakthrough, also.
Yeah, I do too. And I kind of think of it, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie F1, right? I watched it for like the third time the other night. But it kind of reminds me of that, because, anytime when cars are racing, there's that first lap or 2 or 3 is really getting a feel for the car, right? How hard you can push it, how it's going to maneuver, how the tires, all of that. And I think the last couple of years really have been that for us, where we've had a lot of new innovations, right? I mean, we really, the evolved compensation plan really kind of getting its legs underneath it. And so where we've really felt the car pushed it, right? I think the theme is perfect, because I think we're at a place now where it is an opportunity for people to make significant breakthroughs in their personal life, right? I think, again, I think that aligns so well with the no resolution revolution, but also in their business, and really leveraging all of the things that they do have at their disposal, from products, from tools, from the compensation plan, and you mentioned it, the unbelievable leadership that we have. This may be a little controversial, but I think sometimes the leadership that we have in this company is undervalued. I so often see individuals and see posts of individuals going outside of our company with, third-party experts, getting training and all of that. And all that's fine. But I'm telling you, we absolutely have
right here,
the best of the best. And you got to hear some of that with Marcel, with Angie, and we have so many other incredible leaders.
Oh, so many. I mean, as like Jake said, is sometimes maybe is a little undervalued. And as we are looking at, forward different events, things like that, and we're looking at, what leaders can we utilize or invite to come and share at different events that we have. The list is long, right? And we're always looking at it going, oh man, how do we decide? Because we really have phenomenal leaders here at LifeVantage, which is great. That's that's a great thing a great problem to have, too many to choose from. So we kind of talked about, breaking through those barriers. And as we know in this business, there sometimes can be roadblocks. There are things that get in the way. There are sometimes some uphill battles. There are a lot of fun things and a lot of things that you can really run fast with also. So as we talked about, Jake mentioned we've had some big things happening as far as the new comp plan a couple of years ago that takes some time. We've had a lot of great products that we have been able to introduce. And Lisa, during her presentation, really talked a lot about the new studies that we've done for Healthy Edge and being able to add P84 to LifeVantage and bring the Love Biome family as part of our LifeVantage family. And that was a big thing that just recently happened last quarter and has been exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the breakthrough theme, I think that probably means something different to each person, right?
Yep.
And what I hope that you see through the kickoff event and even through as we talk through this podcast is you start to connect how everything is connected, right? That there's a through line in everything that we're doing. We'll talk a little bit about Activate 90.
Yeah.
And as we do, think about how that plays into this whole idea of breaking through, because it may be you want to break through a new rank. It may be a personal growth breakthrough that you want and that you need. It may be a health. I'm going through my own health journey right now, trying to have my own personal breakthrough, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is different for each person. But the beautiful thing is that we have the tools here and we have the opportunity to achieve that breakthrough. And the other thing that I will say is, generally speaking, when you're pursuing a breakthrough in your life, it requires you to take some swings, right? That maybe you're uncomfortable taking. And Steve so often has talked about playing big, right?
Yeah.
Not playing to lose, but not playing to not lose, but playing to win. And we've taken some big swings. One of those was this incredible partnership and merger with Love Biome.
Yeah.
And one of the fruits of that, outside of the incredible, energetic, amazing leadership that is now part of our family, is P84. And it's been a big time game changer for a lot of people. The testimonials that we're getting now are absolutely incredible. And that combination with NRF2, right, with Pro Tandem, it's a
game changer.
It is. It's
right?
a game changer. And what I love so much about LifeVantage is that we're not hypey. We're not about hype.
Right.
We're about data. Like, let's go. We know what this can be. Let's go show it through studies that we've done. We do that in every case, right? That it's not, you don't have to take the consultant's word for it. The data is there for you, right?
Absolutely.
And so again, we have Lisa and her team have absolutely killed it, as they always do, and are providing those tools, right? Those arrows in your quiver as you're talking about Healthy Edge, as you're talking about that in Power Pack, product combination. The data's there. You don't have to do anything but point to it, right? The products are not on trial. The data's right there for you.
Yeah. And I love they make it simple. We
Big
have
time.
these scientists that do all the hard work, all the numbers, all the things to make it as simple as possible for each of you to be able to go out and talk about it and not feel like you have to be an expert.
Yep.
You can share about it, talk about your personal experience with it, and then point to the data and the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some amazing things in our back pocket. We have amazing products, as we've talked about. We've got a great compensation plan, a lot of support. Let's talk about kind of the fun things that we announced that, so you've got that base. Now, what can you earn and what can you use those things to make 2026 really fun and enticing for your team?
Yeah.
We had some two big announcements: the executive destination for 2026 that you'll be able to take advantage of in 2027, and then the Achievers trip, which is kind of a newer thing that we introduced last year. Mini trip, if you will, or Achievers trip. And Jake, let's just kind of talk. Hopefully, like we said, everyone that's listening tuned in on Saturday, but in case you didn't, surprise, where are we going for the executive destination trip?
Yeah, so executive, and it's funny, I will tell you that we had, prior to announcing this, we'd actually asked all of our presidential consultants to guess.
Yeah.
And we're like, if any of you guesses it, we'll tell you where it is. And none of them guessed it,
did
which
they?
was awesome, right? Because that means they weren't like, this wasn't even in a good way. It was bigger. So we are going to Turkey, which honestly, I never had thought about that as a kind of a dream destination, but the more we've heard from people, and then our team, when they did a site visit and brought back the pictures, and this is going to be an unbelievable once in a lifetime
If you watched the
destination.
broadcast and you saw that highlight video, it looks
It's
absolutely
incredible.
magical.
Yeah.
It will be such a fantastic trip. I mean, a once in a lifetime.
It is.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah. And I will say that while the destination is always amazing and all the perks and all the cool things that you get to do, one of the most powerful things about a trip like that is getting to rub shoulders with the leaders that are there.
Yeah.
Because you've got some of our most successful top leaders that are there. And it never ceases to amaze me, the relationships that are formed, but also how it dynamically impacts and really projects people's businesses being at something like that and spending time and just forming relationships and networking. Absolutely.
And another thing that I've heard that I think is really significant with these big trips is the journey. So, whenever I have talked to a leader that achieves one of these big trips, they go on it. Something that seems to be a common thing that they talk about is the journey of how they got there, of bringing in new people, of being able to help and grow their team, of helping people within their team to grow to new ranks and earn trips or rewards along the way. And just the significance of how they got to that spot and how they earned that spot and what that past year meant to them and what it looked like in their business.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it always starts with a commitment to achieving it, right? I mean, always like that goal and just making that decision and making that commitment. And then you're right. I mean, it's really one of the beautiful things about our business is that you're never going to ultimately achieve what you desire if you don't focus on helping others.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of what we do. And it's honestly why it attracts so many amazing people because everybody that's a part of this and is successful really is somebody that cares about others and wants help. But we hear stories, and I'll talk a little bit about this more when we talk about our Achievers trip and what we experienced on our last one. But it is that journey. And what I can promise you is I have yet had anybody that has achieved the trip said, man, I wished I hadn't sacrificed this or this to get here. Not one time, quite the opposite. Like so incredibly grateful that maybe I set aside the TV for, a period of time or set aside some of these things to make this happen to a person. Every time it's worth it.
Yeah. And I hear so often people say, I made the decision when it was announced. I heard this about South Africa. I made the decision. I want to go there.
Absolutely.
And then I looked at my calendar and said, okay, this is what I need to do each week or each day to make it happen.
Absolutely. Well, and so here's the cool thing, right? So we announced Executive Destination. At the same time, we announced our Achievers Retreat. And the cool thing is, so the Executive Destination runs 12 months. The qualification period runs 12 months. Well, guess what? We have a 3-month qualification for Achievers Retreat. We'll have another 3-month qualification around another incentive and then another. So what's cool is you literally can achieve this by working 90 days at a time. So it's not by accident that we run our qualification periods for other things 90 days.
Overwhelming.
Exactly. So while the end goal could feel, if you're looking at the just the very end and be like, my gosh, but if you break it down into 90-day buckets, right? Help a bunch of people go achieve the Achievers Retreat. That's going to bring you a long ways. And you yourself qualify. You're way ahead of the game, right? So anyways, step by step, and that's an important thing.
Yeah, because if, we just finished out the holidays, and if I'm thinking of December of 2026, that feels a really long ways away. But March, we all know that's right around the corner.
Now, I will say, if any of you that have kids, especially as they're getting to be teenagers, that seems a lot shorter than it used to.
And every year it gets shorter and shorter.
It does, right? They say it's like a roll of toilet paper. The closer to the end you get, the faster it goes.
I like it. Well, okay, so we kind of keep dripping in the Achievers trip, but we also announced a location for that.
We did. I'm super pumped about this one because
I don't know which I would be more excited about, to be honest.
And this is it's a place. I mean, probably I'm being a little selfish. I've always wanted to go here, so maybe that swayed my opinion a little bit. But the travel for this trip is going to be in July, and so we thought it would be amazing to go to a climate that's in the mountains and more cool and resortish. And so we are headed to Whistler. So our Achievers Retreat that runs qualification, right, January through March, is headed to Whistler, Canada. And
oh, you guys in Whistler, beautiful. Canada.
Yeah.
It is an amazing
And all of our Canadian
place.
peeps are super, super excited.
Yeah,
like they're
beautiful.
super pumped. Yeah. All of our
it is a
Canadians,
bucket list type of place.
It is.
So
yep.
That will be a fantastic trip. And like Jake said, focus on one step at a time.
Yep.
And so this Q1, shoot for that Achievers trip. And one thing that we didn't really talk about that I want to kind of touch on that I really love about both of these, and I think that this will continue throughout 2026, is really the focus and the qualifications for all of these things that we're talking about are the same in the sense of we are focusing on ERA. And we all know enroll, retain, achieve, or advance.
Yeah. Enroll, retain, advance. And here's, when you listen to Marcel, right, I think you are going to get an significant amount of emphasis on the fundamentals, right? The fundamentals of building the business. And it's why there's such a good 1-2 punch, Marcel and Angie, because you've got Marcel who has had incredible, reached the summit in this business, right? And honestly is looked to by so many as a mentor in how to do this business the right way. There are a lot of ways that you can go build this business. I used to always, when I would train, I'd say, there are things you can do in network marketing that will work, meaning it can drive volume for a short period of time, but it doesn't sustain. But the fundamentals are the things that create a sustained, long-term, stable legacy type of business. And nobody has done that better and nobody teaches it better than Marcel. And it goes back to those fundamentals, which is what both of the qualifications, whether it's executive destination or it's Achievers Retreat, around enrolling, right? Those things that you need to do to go and enroll new consultants and help them do the same thing and enroll customers, right? Retaining them.
Right.
And I'm going to put a little plug here. The way you retain them, get them on subscription. Now, we're going to talk in a minute about a brand new tool that we just launched that was announced on the kickoff that is going to help with that retention, right? But retain, and then through that process, helping other people advance. But also while that's happening, you personally are advancing. And so those are the building blocks, and those fundamentals are so critical. And for me, I will say, as I look at our business, my one big, if I was going to put a pin in the board for this year, is really us getting back to those basics, really getting back to what the fundamentals and the foundational principles are of building a network marketing business.
And I think, as we all know, there is so much information out there. There's so much training. There's so many things that you can look at, information that you can pull from, that sometimes it's really easy to get overwhelmed and get bogged down with information. And so I love the idea of, like Jake said, just really getting back to the basics. And when we say getting back to the basics, doing the things that work.
Yeah. It's those income producing activities, right? And really, so you may be ongoing, well, what are the basics, right? Well, it really is making an invitation.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's exactly what you just said.
Yeah. It's making an invitation. It's presenting the products and the opportunity to somebody. It's following up with them. It's enrolling them. It's onboarding them correctly, getting them set up for success, and then repeating that again, right?
And teaching them to do it.
Yeah. And those are the fundamentals that ultimately translate to helping you enroll people, helping you retain them, and then ultimately rank advancing, right?
Yeah. So I think you absolutely nailed it. Talking to people, following up with them, cheer them on, and recognize them.
And what I will say is, I think we tend to overcomplicate the business at times. And I want people to understand, there's a lot of great tools out there.
Absolutely.
Right? Social media is, on some level a newer, thing and that people are leveraging as a tool. But it's really a tool to drive the fundamentals. It doesn't change the fundamentals. It's just another mechanism to get to a conversation, right? And it's a really powerful one.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned a new tool that we just launched on Saturday. Activate 90, and it's tied directly with a new app feature that we've added. And one huge piece that I loved about this that in the past has not been available is it's now available to customers.
Yeah.
And so it's something that not only our consultants can take advantage of, but also your customers can hop in there and take advantage of. So let's talk about, we've got daily activation tracker, which we highlighted a lot on the call. And, I think the biggest takeaway for me with that is just really creating a space for you to be able to stay consistent and accountable.
Yeah.
And that's huge. It's sometimes staying accountable is challenging.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And so with our theme, right, of no resolution revolution, this app is a big part of that can be used globally. And if anybody that's listening to this, if you've ever had some sort of a fitness goal or a weight loss goal or whatever, and you've tried to do it by yourself, and I'm like, you can't see me, but I'm raising my hand.
I am too.
Right? It's super hard. And I recently, in this journey that I'm on, downloaded an app where I could enter the food that I was eating and actually see and track. And I'm telling you, it was a game changer for me. That's why I'm so pumped to now have our own that I can do that. But here's what I'm going to say too. The reason that we talk about this app being such a strong tool for retention is that you're able to go in and plug in the products that you're using and track that and people to be able to watch their progress and kind of create that own personal accountability of using the products every day. Because again, I know that you guys know this, we don't sell magic pills, right? Yeah. This is a consistent lifestyle of fueling your body, activating your body so that it can provide what it was created to provide on a daily basis. Right. And so it will be a really powerful tool both for your consultants, but also for your customers. Now, Activate 90, in December, we ran kind of a promotion, right? Where people could qualify to be a part of this group, but we are bringing kind of experts in around the different activators that we talk about, our activator accelerators, right? So things around diet, things around exercise, but also activator accelerators in your business. Yep. And so we are going to have some of our leaders training on the compensation plan, training on really how to be an entrepreneur, how to run your LifeVantage business like a business. And I will tell you, one that I'm honestly super excited about, because I think one of the difficult things, we talked about the fundamentals is inviting. Yeah. We're going to have somebody train on how to invite properly. And I got to firsthand watch this person do it. It's game changing.
And I mean, if we could see all of you, just like raise your hand. And I wish that we could, if you have felt nervous when it comes to inviting. Yeah. And I think every single person listening, that sometimes is, we talked about those road bumps or those things that you need to break through. That can be a big one for most people.
Absolutely. And we call it Activate 90 because we are leaning into those activation accelerators, but I think we could have easily called it as well Breakthrough 90, because here's the other thing that you're going to get. Being a part of that, right, is you're going to get a community of people that in December raised their hand and said, "Hey, I'm breaking through," and the next I'm running, right? And so I'm excited for that group. I'm excited for Activate 90. It's going to be a great way to equip people, right? I think it's going to give great resources for people to break through in areas that they're desiring to break through, whether it's in their business, whether it's in their health, right? All those things. So again, a great tool. A great resource for people, and really, I think it's going to equip people awesome.
And be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be a ton of fun, be a great community, be a place that you can ask a lot of questions, learn a lot of things, and really just come together and lock arms and go, okay, hey, we're in this together. We all have really the same end goal here.
Absolutely. Well, and I'll say too, just the last plug for the app, our marketing team's done such an incredible job of creating kind of a launch strategy that's going to have different prizes and things like that for people as they're engaging with the app and as they're engaging on this stuff.
I have seen the list of prizes, and I kind of said I got declined, asked if I could participate just after seeing the prizes, and I got declined. But
well, and the
prizes are amazing.
We talked about one of the basics, right, is that onboarding process of getting people set up correctly. And this app's going to be an important part of it, right? Getting them not only familiar with it, but utilizing it. Because as we know, right, from the very instant that we start talking to somebody about LifeVantage, we're educating them on how to be successful. We're coaching and teaching them, whether we realize it or not. So in the process of onboarding them, if we're getting them plugged into that app, guess what they're going to do? As they're bringing new people on, they're going to do the same. And it's going to create a very powerful retention tool in your business.
Absolutely. So we've covered quite a bit. There was quite a bit on Saturday.
There was.
One thing I want to just kind of plug again is make sure we are so appreciative, and they not only stepped up to the plate, but I personally think hit an absolute home run as Marcel and Angie joining us and sharing. Marcel really focused on breaking through your mindset and talked about how to. And as we know, like Jake said, he really is such an expert on how to do it and doing it well. Yeah. And Angie has so much energy and is so fun to hang out with. And she talks really about breaking through your rank. Had a phenomenal 2025 and really gives some great pointers on how she did it. Yep. And not just great pointers, but just as a shout out to her, very simple action items and things, takeaways that hopefully you were able to go, I can do that. Yeah. So we had 2 phenomenal field speakers join us during it. But we also have we have one thing that we haven't mentioned that is a part of for our U.S. I actually say U.S. I think it's U.S., Canada, Mexico, and Europe, right? We have a promotion that started on January 1st that I don't want to hop off without mentioning to everyone. Jake, tell us a little bit about that started January 1st.
Yeah, and really quickly, I do want to plug again, Marcel and Angie. I've had the opportunity to work very closely with both of them.
They're amazing.
And you couldn't ask for better. I talked a lot about Marcel, and I think if I had a theme for this year, it would be break through the struggle, right? Because he is so great in regards to the mindset of when you do come across hurdles and struggles, they're going to come. How you break through those. Angie, I'm going to tell you, both of them they walk the walk. Angie, she walks the walk. Like she uprooted her family and moved to Mexico to start building Mexico. She just recently again uprooted her family to move to Spain to build Spain. Like she is doing the do, right? And so they're both incredible and amazing. Yeah. So the other thing that, and we go back to this, the R in ERA, right? Retain. And so one of the things that we're really emphasizing this quarter is that subscription, getting people on. So the retain portion. So we have a retain incentive that's running for this quarter where we are resetting people's baseline. If you don't know what baseline is, talk to your upline. They'll explain it. But we're resetting. So it's the average of, let's see, October, November, December, right? And so for a track is 500 over your baseline, right? So for every 3 tracks that you earn $500 with a total of $1,500 that you can earn during the qualification period. I don't know if anybody can use an extra $1,500, but I want to say this, guys, like, here's the thing. All by itself, our Evolve compensation plan, and I know I'm a corporate guy and I'm going to tell you it's the best. I'm telling you, I've talked to leader after leader after leader from other companies. Our compensation plan in and of itself is and should be enough to motivate anybody to build. But on top of that, we have executive destination. On top of that, we have achievers retreat and we have this retain track incentive. And what's cool is in the process of going and earning that $500, guess what you're doing? You're earning points towards Achievers Retreat. You're also helping yourself in executive destination. So again, I said earlier, I hope that you see kind of a through line in everything, that everything is connected, that we're not incentivizing different behaviors and different activities. We're getting everybody aligned around how do we break through in your business? And a big part of that is retention, helping people get on the product and really retaining that, because that is, I'm telling you right now, subscription, retention is the engine to longevity and legacy in your business.
Absolutely. And I hope that you have heard throughout this conversation the common theme, ERA. And you're going to continue to hear that throughout 2026. You're going to continue to hear us talk about it. Probably on every outlet that comes from here, you're going to continue to hear. And the reason is because we really want people to realize how simple and achievable this business can be.
Yeah.
And that's really the theme that we're trying to stick with, is just that.
Yeah.
Enroll, retain, advance. And so I hope that that helps you as you're moving forward with your goals this year, as you are looking towards the end of 2026 and what you want throughout this year, what you want it to look like. And so as you're focusing on each quarter and you're breaking it down and you're trying to, okay, I want to get that extra $1,500 for X, Y, or Z, or I want to earn that mini trip to Whistler, and I want to take as many of my team members with me.
Yep.
And then I'm going to keep doing that, and I want to be in Turkey.
Absolutely.
You will be able to use those tools and simplify it and make it feel achievable and be on every single one of those trips. Earn that extra cash, all the prizes that we will be putting out throughout the year. So we're excited. I'm excited about 2026.
Yeah,
I know
so
that
am I.
Jake is. I work closely with the sales team. I know that they all are. And we're just really thrilled about the future and how things are looking for this year for LifeVantage.
Here's the 2026.
Right?
Your breakthrough.
Make sure that you watched, again, the broadcast. Go back and watch it a few more times. Check, look at the hub and check on all of the qualification details for each of the executive trip, the achievers trip, all of the things. And then make sure that you also go back and listen to our first podcast that came out on Saturday, where Marcel really dives into some specifics.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and we will see all of you next week. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Activation Nation podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for future episodes and updates, and share with a friend or prospect that you think could benefit from today's conversation. Check the episode description for any links or disclaimers, and we'll see you next week for another episode. And now, the legal stuff. The sales earnings disclosed are potential gross earnings and do not account for expenses incurred in building a business. The average 12-month earnings of a typical U.S. consultant who earned in 2024 are $683. LifeVantage does not guarantee any income or rank success. A consultant's earnings will depend on individual diligence, work effort, and market conditions. Visit the LifeVantage Income Disclosure Statement for more information.